Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and we are continuing our playthrough of Silent War 2.0 with the IJN expansion, campaign number 3, Turning the Tide. We are starting on week 2 of December 1943. So we are going to jump right into things here. Starting off with, as I find my updated sequence of play here. War event phase. So if we get a 0 to 3 on the black die, the white die will tell us which war event we're getting. We do not. Next, torpedo improvement phase. And guess what? We get to do that this week. So we are currently at 463 ships sunk. And in order to transition from, get this closer. In order to transition from, to reach +1 from 0, the first threshold is 450 ships sunk. So we need to roll a 9. Actually, we've crossed this threshold already, so we get to use this row because we're at 463. We hadn't reached 450 the previous week, but since we met that and actually made it to 460, we can do this one. So we need a roll of 8 or less, or sorry, 8 or higher, right? Yeah, because it gets lower as you get easier. So yeah, we need an 8 or a 9 basically to increase our torpedo level to +1. If we miss it, then we have to wait until we get to at least 470 ships sunk. And then we'll need to roll 7 or higher, so on and so forth. So let's see if we get it. This is exciting. +1's going to make a huge difference. All right, so here we go. 8 or 9. Nope, we got a 4. Hopefully we can try again next week, as long as we sink at least, 7 ships this week. All right, so on to our intelligence and weather event phase. So we'll do our ultra roll. We got a 5. Let's see what that is. Five for War Period 3 is South China Sea 1 and East China Sea. I think that's the same one we had last time. So right up here, South China Sea 1 and East China Sea. All right, for our weather event, again, we're in December, so it has to be a 0. And then if it is, the second die will tell us where it's located. Again, we are using the updated weather rules in 2.1. Ooh, close. A 1. Not quite. So no weather event this week. Take us to the R segment. So no reinforcements this week. We do still have a couple of subs, maybe 3 actually, that are returning. So we'll make sure we get those headed. I think a couple of them will make it back this month or this week. The other one was up in Sea of Japan, so they're going to take a little bit longer to get back. Let's see. So ready submarines phase. So at our tenders, we've got these that are ship side. They go ready for sea. And we've got all of these. Finally getting grider back out there. And then these here at Dutch Harbor are ready for sea. We don't have any, well, yeah, we don't have any in the broom boxes. For at the bases. That was kind of weird. We didn't have any. I guess all the ones that came back were damaged. At least to the bases. We got some that came back here. So we got these to check at our tenders. So at the Bushnell, we've got the Tautog. They're going to need a 5 or less. And they got it. The Porpoise needs a 4 or less. They got it. And the Thresher needs a 5 or less. And they got it. Nice. 100% success rate there. Over at the Fulton, the Permit needs a 4 or less. Nope. Cursed myself now. Tenosa needs a 5 or less. Nope. And the Snapper needs a 4 or less. They got it. Okay. Not too bad there. All right. So then we go to our repair phase. We've got 2 in repair box 1 at Pearl Harbor. The Haddock and the Blackfish. So we'll do black dye for the Haddock, white dye for the Blackfish, and we're looking for an 8 or lower. So anything but a 9. And they both make it out. Then we've got the Runner in repair box 2. They need a 6. Nope. Fremantle, we've got the Skipjack in repair box 1. So they need a 7 or less. Ooh, just made it. Dutch Harbor, we've got 3. These are all going to need a 5 or less. So we'll roll them over here. S32, no. S31, no. And S33, no. None of them. All right. That will take us to prep for operations. So we'll slide everybody up. Let's not forget these down here. Okay, that's everybody. And then we can get to the operations segment. So let's find our returning subs. Take care of them first. I marked them with a double, RTB marker. I think I may have forgotten who it was up in the Sea of Japan that was supposed to come back. I think I marked them. Let's see. December 43. We've got the, it was the Shad that was up there. I forgot, and I went ahead and had them do their endurance check after they finished patrolling there last week, but actually they have to involuntarily RTB. So they're coming back. They are spotted, but that's not going to matter. Give them a double RTB just to remember that. Let's see, we had the Harder down here was one of them, so they're just going to move into Pearl Harbor, and then they will go straight to the West Coast. The other one was whatever this was up here, the Drum. So they'll come down through the Hawaiian Islands to Pearl Harbor. Normally, since they're damaged, they would have to do a damage roll, but when they're returning, it doesn't matter. They just go straight to the West Coast. And then the Shad will have to start moving back, but I think we'll wait till we clear this area out a little bit. I guess we could do the same trick we did with the whoever that last one was, the Drum. Send them up to the Aleutian Islands and then come down. That'll keep them out of the way. We've only got 3 subs here. So yeah, we'll do that. So they're going to go here to here. And since they left the Sea of Japan, they get a +2 to their transit event check. This is going to be the governing op area because there's 2 red boxes here and none there. So +2 from that, but -1 for being transit side. So just a net +1. So we're looking at, oh sorry, there's only 1 red box here, War Period 3, but there's none here. So we're looking at needing to avoid an 8 or a 9. And we do. So they will get back next week. All right. Then we have these guys that tried to get into our forward bases and were unable to because of their damage. So the Sea Dragon will head back to Pearl Harbor. They're going through the transfer route, so there's no event check needed. See what their damage looks like. 6 is going to be moderate. So they go to repair box 2. And we've got, who is this? The Albacore. So they're going through the Hawaiian Islands to there. Now normally they would have a +1 congregating risk because they're leaving an area with 5 subs in it. But since there's no red boxes in the Hawaiian Islands, and obviously none at the base, they don't have to do an event check at all. but they will need to roll for their damage. And they got a 5, which is light damage. So repair box 1. Then we've got, let's see, nobody over here has to come back. So it's just everybody up in here. Well, obviously these guys up here have to go back to Dutch Harbor. So that's going to be the S-35. So since they're on, well, it doesn't matter whether they're in transit site or not. There's no red box here, so neither one of them need to do a transit event check. However, excuse me, because they're returning to Dutch Harbor, even though they're undamaged, they do still have to do a damage roll. And anything other than superficial, we'll put them in repair box 1. So we'll do, who's that? S-35 first. So they're going to repair box 1. And the other one got superficial, so they're not. So S-35 goes to repair box 1. S-40 goes to the broom box. All right. Let's get, what's our tender situation looking like? So Sperry and Bushnell will be completely empty once the ones there leave, so they can take plenty. Fulton has 2 that are going to be staying back, so they can take up to 5 more. So I think we want, what are these? This is a P3. We'll get another one here too. P3 and an S3. I think we'll send them down to the Fulton. So they're both undamaged. No transit event check needed for entering the Marshall Islands. So they'll just go to the broom box. Puts us up to 5 there. And then, I guess technically they could have gone to Bushnell as well. I could have reached there. And we've got this guy in the Empire Pacific, the Apagon. They're a Blau class. I think we'll send them. We want to send them here, but we probably want to wait until we get somebody out of there. So I think we'll patrol move the, who is this? The Sunfish down to the Bonans. So they've got to do a transit event check. Anything but a 9 will be safe. They're good. Then we'll do their search and contact roll. And they get a 6 and a 7. 6 is going to be low density. 7 is a large convoy. So we are looking at 3, 3, and 2. All right, here we are. I think we'll have them set up in column B. We will go standard attack posture. Got a merchant there. An auxiliary, very nice. Just to be on the safe side, let's go here and here, because we know those can't be diligent escorts. That possibly could be. All right, it's looking pretty good. Unfortunately, none of them are in our column, but we can rectify that next turn. So the one for column A is the Toho Maru. I need to remember this time, if these guys get damaged, we gotta roll to see where they go on the track. I forgot that a couple of times last time. I did end up catching it, but the other one is the Taigei. So they're both 10,000 ton ships. And a couple of little merchants. All right, let's see what we can get. Zero, +2, -2, there we go, and -2. All right, so we're definitely going to be looking at the ones in column C. See what our choices are here. So there's no ASW at all. So 2 - 2 is 0, but then they get +1 for being over a column, so they're a 1. We're a 7. That makes them a 6 to hit. No modifiers because we went standard. And then 4 - 2, this is going to be 2 less, so they're a 4. I think we go for this one, and we can slide over here in the reattack round, try to finish. Try and see if we can bag the Taigei. So 6 or less, what we're looking for. And we got it. Unfortunately, a 1 is only going to damage it. So all the more reason to slide over to column C now. All right, so we will slide over here. I'm a little leery of switching to aggressive because we're going to have to reveal all 3 of those. So I think we stay standard. Just hope we don't get anything real nasty here. We could go cautious. The only downside to going cautious is we wouldn't be able to do a split shot very effectively, but I don't think we're going to be trying that anyway. So yeah, why don't we go cautious just to be on the safe side. Ooh, good thing we did. Good thing we did. All right, so because we're cautious, once we see who this actually is, it's the Hamikaze. He's a 5 because the diligent status gives him +3. However, since we went cautious, we have the opportunity to basically nullify that diligent status. if we can roll higher than their ASW value. So we need to roll higher than a 5. However, if we roll a 0, then they're going to get +1 to their diligence counterattack. Ooh, we got a 7. Nice. So they are no longer diligent, which does a couple of things. It means they don't get their special attack. Also, their ASW is reduced by 1, so to denote that, I flip these upside down. Now, the other thing that it would do is because he's not diligent, we're allowed to unflip him with our radar. However, we're going to have to, we don't have anything else to flip if we do that. So, unfortunately, he's going to have to stay up. But he's only a 4 now, at least. Let's see what this one is. Just a regular destroyer and a merchant. So this is going to be a little bit challenging. The Satsuki. So yeah, we're looking at a total of 6 ASW now. So it's going to be pretty tough. That's from column B. So we'll put one on the Satsuki just because we have to, but I don't think we have any realistic chance of hitting them. Oops, pulled 2. Ugh, go back in there. All right, so we've got a -2 there, +1, 0, and +2. Of course, our best one is on him. All right, well, let's see if we can take this merchant down. So he's going to have 2, but then -1 because he's damaged. So that's 1. We do get -1 from the TDC since it's a reattack round. So that puts him down to 0, but then he's got the 6 ASW working for him, which means we have to get a 1 or less to hit. The good thing is, if we do hit, since he's damaged, all we need to get is a 1 or higher to finish him off. Ooh, we did get a 1, and we got a 3. Nice. So we do manage to sink the 1,000-ton merchant. Better than nothing, I guess. Sunfish, 1,000-ton merchant. This is for week 2 of December 43. All right, I wrote everything down so I can record it in a spreadsheet that I'm using to keep track of everything. So let's put him back in the Z cup and record that. So we're getting closer to making our 270 that we need for our next, or 470, I mean, that we need for our next torpedo improvement check. Another 1,000 tons as well. Now we have to face this counterattack. So it's going to be 6 plus 1 red box plus 3 for the war period. Makes 10. We have 4 defense. It's not shallow water. So that's going to put them on the 5 to 6 row. They get a +1 for the reattack round, but -1 because we are cautious. 6 on the 5 to 6 row isn't going to be great. We are damaged. That means for our endurance check, since we're damaged and we are an A rating, we're going to need a 5 or less. We do not get it. It's okay, we probably would have sent them home anyway. And they will go back to the done section of the bonus. All right, so now we've got a path cleared for these guys to get back into. So we got all 3 of these, the Apagon, the these 2 up in the Sea of Japan, the Halibut and the Aspro. Can all make it back here. So let's see, we'll go through this way. So there's only 1 red box along the route. They're on transit side, so they don't need to roll. And they're going into the Sperry. These guys will need to roll since they have a +2 coming out of the Sea of Japan. So +2 -1 is a net +1. So anything but an 8 or a 9 is what we want to see. They're good. I'll go ahead and roll for the other one now too while we're over here. They are also good. So they both make it back safely. Into the broom box they go. Hopefully get a quick turnaround and head right back up there. All right, that just leaves the put those in the wrong one. A bunch of them in the wrong one. That just leaves the Rattan. So they can make it to either the Bushnell or the Fulton. I think we'll have them come down to the Bushnell. So they will transit move through the North Philippine Sea to the South Philippine Sea. Again, each of those areas only have 1 red box, and they're on transit side, which provides a -1 DRM. So they do not need to roll for a transit event. And they will go to the broom box. All right, I think that does it for everyone that's returning. Now we got all these guys that can hopefully sink a lot of ships for us. So I'm going to pause here and we'll get to all these patrols a bit later. All right, we're going to start here with our wolf pack. See if we can get another wolf pack experience point this week. They are going to patrol move into the Marianas. And then because they're a wolf pack, they have -1 to their transit event checks, and there's only 1 red box here, so they will not have to roll for transit event. If they did have to, each sub would individually have to roll for that, and could potentially cause the wolf pack to disband prior to combat if 1 or more of them got an RTB result from the transit event check. In this case, we don't need to roll, so we'll go ahead and do their search and contact. We're again going to deploy them as a group pack, so they just make 1 roll with no modifier, but they will all automatically engage. So we need to get at least a 4. Nice. 8 and 1. That's going to be a moderate density small convoy. which hopefully they'll be able to chew up. It's going to be 3, 2, and 1. All right, this looks like it could be pretty amazing here, as long as we don't get any surprises. So we've got 2 Balaus and a Gato. I think we want, let's put the Muskellunge here in column A. We're definitely going to want someone in column B. And then it's just a matter of where do we want this guy. The nice thing, if we have him here, is even if this turns out to be an ASW capable ship, it won't affect the archer fish. But also thinking maybe I should just kind of focus on these 2 columns here. So maybe we'll ignore that one over there for now. We'll go here. And we're going to have, I never really thought of this before, but I'm assuming that each sub in the wolf pack can have their own attack posture. You don't have to use like the same attack posture for everybody. I don't think it really says one way or the other, but that would be my assumption. Submarine placement, attack posture. Each submarine is given 1 of 3 attack postures. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure each one can have their own. I think in this case we're probably just going to want to go all out aggressive, at least initially, until we see if something nasty comes up. So why don't we start with the Muskellunge. We'll have them go aggressive, which means that's going to reveal all 5 of these. Then we'll know what we're dealing with. That means the archer fish will have to reveal that one, but we can save him for last. So let's do that. Nice. Okay, don't like that so much. Good. And good. All right. Not terrible. Would have preferred all merchants and auxiliaries, but maybe we can take this destroyer out right off the bat. The Muskellunge will be the only one that can attempt that, at least to be able to ignore their ASW value. It's the Samudare. So hopefully we can get a good solution on that and take him out so no one else has to deal with him. Let's see what our auxiliary is. It's the Sanyo Maru. Oh, and when the time comes, I did reconstruct the pile of shame, so we'll get to add to the top of that, hopefully, here soon. All right. Let's get some TDC markers for them. Go the 3 in our column and the Sanyo, I think. -1, -2, nice. -1, -1. All right, let's see if we can get this guy down. +1 torpedoes sure would have been nice here. So if we go after the destroyer, they're a 6 minus 3 because we're aggressive. So that takes them down to 3. So the 2 hit value is a 4 and we hit on a 5. If we were to go after something else instead, then we got to count their ASW. So then we're looking at 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 2 is 3. So that would also be a 4. And this one would be 1 less. So that would be, or 1 less on the defense. So it would be a 5. Yeah, I think it's best to try to get this guy out of there. Even if we just damage him, that nullifies their ASW. So we need a 5 or less. Yes, wow, big time. 0-9, out of there. Whoops, wrecking everything here. So the Muskellunge. That's spelled right. I thought there was 2 L's in it, and then there were some other letters missing too. They had to abbreviate the name on the front side apparently, because it's missing an L and it's missing a U. Would have run into that, I guess. So the Muskellunge sinks a, or not just a, the DD Samidare, 2,000 tons. We go over to the pile of shame, and we get another ship and 2,000 more tons. And now we just need either the batfish or the archer fish to sink something, and we'll get another experience point for a wolf pack. All right, so because of that, there's now no counterattack, which means the batfish, who will also go aggressive, will go next. Nothing to reveal. This is where having those little some markers to specify your attack posture for each submarine would be nice, because it'd be easy, especially when we get to, well, I'll probably never get to it, but when you get to the maximum wolf pack size, which I think is, forget, 6 maybe. You got 6 subs that you're keeping track of who has what posture. Could get a little problematic. There is a way in the vassal module, there's a marker that you can put on them, either put on them or put next to them, I don't remember, to indicate their attack posture, which can come in handy. Guess there wasn't room on the counter sheet for those. All right, although I feel like we could have done a few less spotted damage markers. Seem to always have a ton of those left. All right, let's see what we got. These aren't looking very good. Looks like 0 is our best. Actually, these two will be the same since this one's over a column. So given that fact, might as well go for the Sanyo. So it's going to be a -1, which effectively nullifies the column shift. So 3, we're a 7, 2 hit number of 4, so we need a 5 or less again. got it. Wow, another 9 for the damage roll. So the batfish sinks the AX Sanyo Maru, 9,000 tons. Over to the pile of shame. And another ship. Just 4 more for our next checkpoint. 9,000 tons, so we'll just move that one back one, move this up. And that gives us our 3rd Wolfpack experience point. Excellent. All right, no counterattack on the batfish. So over to the archer fish. I think we'll be bold and stay aggressive. Hopefully this isn't a diligent escort. Oh, nice, a light cruiser. So we're gonna have a heyday in the reattack round here. It is the Kashima. Only 3,000 tons. Ultralight cruiser. All right, so let's get him his 4 TDC markers. All right, -1, 0, +1. Let's get a good one here. Only +1. All right, so looks like we go after the 7,000 ton merchant with the archer fish. So that's going to be a -2. So 3 minus 2 is 1, but they're over a column, so that brings them back to 2. We're a 7, so the 2 hit number is a 5. Yeah, I don't think we're going to want to do a split shot. We need some more negatives, I think, to try that. So 2 hit of 5, so we need a 6 or less. See if we can keep this streak going. Nope, just missed it. All right. For the reattack round, oh, you know what? I forgot to do this last time. Shame on me. I forgot that wolf packs don't automatically get to participate in the reattack round. Let's see. You have to roll equal to or less than the tactical rating of the submarine. If they're damaged, they get a +2 DRM. So we should have done that last time. And I might have to retcon the reattack round for our wolf pack. From last week, because I forgot to do that. All right, so let's do the, I guess we'll just do all 3 of them. So we'll do the Muskellunge first. They're all going to need a 4 or less. So they cannot participate in the reattack round. The Batfish cannot. And the Archer Fish cannot. Well, that stinks. I was hoping to rack up 3 more kills there. All right, but that doesn't disband them from as a wolf pack. It just means they weren't able to participate in the reattack. So now we need to do endurance checks for each of them. And if any of them fail, our wolf pack will be disbanded. I hope not. This is a nice one. 2 Balaus and a Gato. They get a +1 because they went aggressive. All 3 of them did. So we'll do the Muskellunge first. They're going to need a 5 or less. They'll each need a 5 or less. Nope. The Batfish. Yes. And the Archer Fish. Yes. Man. All right. So no more wolf pack. The Muskellunge has to RTB. The other 2 do not. Where are we at here? Mariana's. So that was kind of a bummer, but I'm happy to get the experience point. Now I just need to go back and see if we actually got the experience point from last time. In fact, why don't I pause here. I'm going to review the footage from last week's turn and kind of we'll roll for their to see who was able to participate in the I'll kind of set it back up here, I guess, and see what actually transpired. So I'll be back. Okay, I've reconstructed the situation just prior to the Wolfpack's reattack round from last week. This was our Wolfpack that we had formed last week. And I forgot that you were supposed to roll for each sub to see if they were allowed to participate in the reattack round. So at this point, the Silver Sides sank the 5,000 ton merchant that was in column A. And that's all that has happened so far. So let's see who gets to actually participate in the reattack and how that might change what actually transpired. So we're going to roll for the S47 first. They need a 2 or less. Good. Because they were the ones that got us our Wolfpack experience point. So I really wanted them to stick around. Silver Sides needs a 4 or less. They got it. And then the Pickerel needs a 3 or less. And they got it. Okay, good. So nothing needs to change. They all passed the check to participate in the reattack round. So everything that I recorded actually did happen. So that is a relief off of my mind anyway. And I'll post a comment in the previous episode to note that that was a mistake and then it's being corrected right now. So let me get these guys back where they belong and then we'll continue on. All right, before we continue, I just now got around to putting in last week's results in the spreadsheet and discovered that I made a mistake on the tracking chart here. I apparently moved the ships up, ships times 10 marker up at some point when I was supposed to move the tons times 10 marker up. Because we actually ended last week at 453 ships sunk, not 463, and 2,031,000 tons. So the ships sunk should actually be 10 less, and this should be 10 more. So that's our actual current totals for 456 ships sunk and 1,040,000. Where's our ones at down here? Yeah. 1,043,000 tons. So got that right. It didn't affect our torpedo improvement, other than we actually did need a 9, not an 8 or 9. But we failed it anyway. But now we're trying to get to 460 at least, to be able to roll again next week. Needing an 8 or higher. If we're able to get up to 470, which would be great, just need what, 14 more to do that. Then we'd actually only need a 7 or higher. So just wanted to make sure we got that straight before we continued on here. So with that, I think we will next go to, why don't we knock out the Aleutians campaign next. So just have the one sub out on patrol this time, S42. So we'll do their search and contact roll. And they got a 4 and a 5. Which is going to be a sparse large convoy. So sparse large 1211. Okay, we have a zigged away situation there in column D. S42 with their mighty 3 attack power, I think, is going to stick over here in column A. They'll go standard attack posture, so they just have to reveal 2. Merchant and merchant. Nice. Alrighty, -1 there, -2 there. I think so. This one's going to be a slightly easier shot, but this one gives more tonnage. Let's see what the numbers are. We've got 2 minus 1 is 1. We're 3, so 2 for that one. And 1 plus 1 for being over a column, -2 is 0. So a 3 for that one. I think we'll go for the more likely shot. It's only 1,000 tons less. We need ship count right now. So 3 or less is what we need. And we didn't get it. I think for the reattack, we'll stay in the same column. We'll switch to cautious, just in case this is a nasty here. Okay, just a regular destroyer. And it is, ooh, the Tanakaze 7-3. That's not good. Column B. And we're going to need a nice -2 or -3 here for just to have much of a chance on this. Well, there it is. That becomes -3. There at 2 plus 3 is 5. -3 is a 2. So we need a 1 or less. Nope. Needed that roll last time. For our counterattack, we've got 3 plus 1 plus 3 makes 7. We have 2 defense. They will be on the 5 to 6 row, +1 for reattack, but -1 for being cautious. So 3 on the 5 to 6 row. Just avoided spotting us. For their endurance check, they are a D rating. So they're going to need a 3 or less. That's the other thing when we go, when we do get our +1 for our torpedoes, is our endurance checks will get easier to pass as well. That'll be nice. Nope. RTV for them. All right. We go up to the Sea of Japan next. So the Belau goes there, search and contact. And they got a 3-7, which is going to be low density, large convoy. So 3, 3, and 2. Okay, we're going to go column B for the Belau. We will go standard attack posture. So we're flipping over 4. Let's start here. Gunboat, auxiliary, merchant, and merchant. Nice. Decent sized merchants too. Oh, we need to get our auxiliary replaced first. The auxiliary pile is starting to get a little bit low. The Haiyan Maru, 12,000 tons, very nice. Yeah, here's what we've got left in the auxiliary pile. Still quite a few destroyers. Probably at least 4 or 5 times that many. I may just start placing these TDC markers face up. Save a little bit of time. I don't think, I know ahead of time which ones I'm putting them on, so seeing the values before I reveal them isn't going to influence my decision. All right, well, hoping for something better on that. That would be a 1 if we wanted to go after that one. So looks like probably this guy. We'll shift over here in the reattack round so that we only have to reveal those 2. So that's going to be a 1. We're a 7, so we need a 6 or less. Got it. 3 is just enough to sink it. So that is the... don't need that anymore. The Belau. Sinks a 1 1,000-ton gunboat. Goes back to Cup B. And we get one more ship. Just 3 away now. And another 1,000 tons. All right. No counterattack. As I said, we will slide over here for the reattack round, and I kind of want to go aggressive, but I'm a little scared too at the same time because we've got 2 red boxes there in the Sea of Japan. Yeah, we better just stay standard. In fact, might as well just go cautious. I don't think I'm going to be trying a split shot here, so. I mean, if we got 2 really nice negatives on here, I guess we could, theoretically. Yeah, let's go cautious. That's a destroyer. Oh, light cruiser, nice. Okay. Hopefully I won't regret that decision. The Uzuki, nice, only a 1/2 ASW there. And our light cruiser. The Kashi. All right, 4 more TDCs. Yeah, we're just going to go on everything but the destroyers, or the destroyer. So I'm just going to put these face up. Let's go left to right, top to bottom. Yeah, it doesn't look like we would have had a very good split shot opportunity anyway, so. Come on, quit sticking together. Yeah, not that great. So it looks like we go after the merchant up top. Although, yeah. Now let's see what it is. No, we wouldn't. Yeah, we're not going to be doing a split shot. We maybe could have, because this is going to be -2. So between his defense and the ASW rounded up, that all zeroes out. So we're looking at 7 to hit there. And this is going to be 2 + 1 is 3, -1 is 2. So a 5 to hit there. We could have maybe done a split shot with that, but we'll just go after the top one there. We still can. It's just that in cautious attack posture, you have to choose one TDC to be unmodified. And if you target anything else, that's anything else that you target, their TDC will have a +1. So not really something we want to do here, I don't think. So we just need a 7 or less. And we got it. Man, I wonder if we could have gone after one of these guys with that. What would this been? 3 or 4, 5 -2 is 3, +1 is 4. 7 - 4. Yeah, we would have sank that guy. 12,000 tons. The 6. Yep. Oh well. We will settle for the 3,000 ton merchant. So that goes back. another ship. There's 2 away now. And 1, 2, 3. So we're at 460, or no, sorry, 458. Shooting for 460, or even 470 would be even better. And 1,047,000 tons. All right, we do have a counterattack this time, so half rounds up to 2 red boxes, and 3 for the war period, makes 6. We have 5 defense, so they'll be on the 1 to 2 row. Modifiers cancel because reattack and cautious posture. So 4 on the 1 to 2 row is not going to be anything. All right, and for our endurance check, we need a 6 or less. Darn it. Hate to see them have to leave the Sea of Japan. All right, I think we hit the yellow sea again, just like last turn. We could move them into here to take advantage of the ultra area, but with the extra DRM to the transit event, I don't want to risk that. So we will have the Cisco do a search and contact there. 2-5, just barely. Sparse, large convoy. So where are we at here? 1-2-1-1. Actually, I just realized something. I did the last one wrong. I was looking at War Period 2 for some reason. That, who was it? The Balau. They were supposed to have 2-2-1-1, not 3-3-2. So let me redo them first, and then we'll go back and do the Ciscos. I'll set them here so we remember what they had. But yeah, we need to redo the Balau's turn. So let me get that set up. Okay, here's what they actually found. Looks a little bit better. That one's too far. Wow, this is it's like a smorgasbord here. Hopefully it is. I'm thinking we go column B, because that gives us access to the most targets. We have the option to move over here if this ends up being bad. Or even over here if we don't like what we see over here. Okay, tempted to go aggressive here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go aggressive. Ooh. So that's the only surprise. Oh, combat event. Six is tonnage doubled, I think. Yes, it is. So at the end of the combat phase, which is after both rounds, if we do have 2 rounds, we'll get to double the tonnage of the largest merchant class ship that we sunk. And that does include like naval auxiliaries and gunboats and things like that. Anything that's not a warship, basically. All right. This could turn out to be better than what we had. I did mark off the 2 ships and the 4,000 tons that we thought they had sunk, so Got that all reset. Okay. Ooh, that'd be a nice one to double. All right. So we need a destroyer before I pull our TDCs. It's the Shiratsuyu. Or the Shiratsuyu. Not sure where the emphasis goes on that. Again, we'll just go right to face up. Start doing that from now on. Okay, well, I guess that's okay. Actually, maybe if we get a nice one over here, we can nail them both. Oops. Nope. All right, well, I guess we have to settle for the little baby one. Maybe not. Let's see what this comes out to. So that's -3 because we're aggressive. They're over a column, which makes them 3. So that's 0. 2 for the ASW. So the 2-hit number is going to be a 5. Hit it on a 6 or less with our die roll modifier. Over here we've got 2 plus 1 is 3. Another 2 from the ASW makes 5. Plus 1 from the TDC makes 6. So yeah, this guy's only a 1. So I don't think we want to try to even those out. We'll just go after the one here. 6 or less. Ooh, we only damaged it. That's unfortunate because I was planning on moving away from that. That changes my decision. Because the thing is, we can move over here and we won't have to worry about that destroyer, but then we're going to have to flip this. Could very well be a diligent escort. I mean, it might just be a merchant or an auxiliary, but there's always that possibility. So do we stick with what we know, or do we take a chance and line up for a better shot on this guy and hope that that's nothing bad? Yeah, let's do it. So we'll shift over here. We'll stay aggressive. Kind of risky, but... Ooh. Got burned there. Alrighty. So because we went aggressive and they are over a column from us, they get a +1 to their counterattack. That is, I'm pretty sure, I think we discussed this on the last turn, whether or not they also get the +1 for being aggressive that you just normally get, you know, as a normal modifier. But I'm pretty sure these aggressive and cautious modifiers that apply specifically to where are they even at? That specifically apply to the diligent escorts are instead of the normal counterattack modifiers. Let's take a look here. Yeah, because it even says here that it's -1 DRM for non-diligent escort counterattack die roll. And this is +1 DRM to any non-diligent escort counterattack die roll. And I just noticed this. We should have made the wording the same on those. But same idea, gets it across. So yeah, for the diligent escort counterattack, you only apply this part for their posture. I think last time we had one that we revealed in our same column, and we were aggressive, so they got a -2. And I was thinking, well, does that also give them a -1, another -1 because we're aggressive for the normal die roll modifier? But I don't believe that's the case. In that situation, it didn't matter. They sank us either way. So, but yeah, here we're just going to apply the +1 to this. We do get to attempt to crash dive though. So, or no, we don't, because we're in shallow water. Never mind. Ooh, and it's the Tanakazi. That's a nasty one. So they become a 6. Yeah, this was totally the wrong decision to make. So no crash dive opportunity because we're in shallow water, so they get a +1 to the diligent escort counterattack. Fortunately, they only rolled a 2, which modifies to a 3, which is nothing. But it's going to be rather difficult to sink this guy now, I think. We'll see. We are aggressive, so we got that going for us. Just hope we don't pull a +3 or something. Okay, 0. That'll work. Not the best, but would rather have that one. So this becomes -2 because it's the re-attack round and we're aggressive. So that zeroes them out. They just get the 6 from the 6 from the ASW. So that makes our 2-hit number a 1. And we can hit on a 2 or less. Nope. So what I thought might potentially give us even better result than we got from when we did it the wrong way, we end up coming up empty-handed and possibly worse. Let's see. So there's 6 plus 2 plus 3 makes 11 minus, oh, I'm sorry. We did have a crash dive opportunity there. It didn't matter. I was thinking, I still had the current operating area thing on the Yellow Sea because we were starting to do the Cisco's turn, but we're actually in the Sea of Japan, so we could have attempted to crash dive. We failed, but it didn't matter because they didn't do anything to us anyway. Yeah, so we've got 6 plus 2 plus 3 makes 11. We've got 5 defense. So they're going to be on the 5 to 6 row, +1 for counterattack, and +1 for us being aggressive. This might be painful. Yeah, it's not going to be great. 7 on the 5 to 6 row is damaged. So that worked out a whole lot differently. For our endurance check, A rating, but we went aggressive and were damaged. So we need a 4 or less. Nope. All right. So they still got to come back, but this time they sank nothing in this alternate timeline, we'll say. They didn't sink anything, and they got damaged as well. All right, now we can set up the Cisco's sparse large convoy 1211. All right. I just noticed I'm getting these, I'm starting to get wear here on these from where I'm picking up from my finger rubbing against it to pick up the counters. I think I'm going to have to laminate this thing. Going to end up with a hole in it eventually here. All right, so we got a bad angle here in column B. And I guess we're going to go column B to set up in. Yeah, you can see it here in column C, both of those. Not so much in D because we don't use column D a whole lot. But C and B especially. A little bit here in A. Alrighty, let's go standard attack posture. Oh, come on. All right. And destroyer is... oh, good. The Yukaze. And for our light cruiser, we got the Noshiro. This is a heavy light cruiser. The opposite of that ultralight that we found before. All right, so TDC markers. Oops. One of them popped out. It's a nice -3 here on this one. -2. We'll take it. Okay, so 2 plus 1 makes 3, -2, so that's going to be a 6 to hit. And then 4 plus 1 plus another 1 for being over a column is 6. -2 is 4. So that is a 3 to hit. Yeah, again, we're just trying to rack up our ship count here. So let's just go after the merchant. 6 or less. Only damaged it. Seems to be my theme lately. All right, re-attack. We're going to slide. Oh, wait, first, counterattack. What am I doing? 1 plus 1 plus 3 makes 5. We're in shallow water, so we only get to subtract 4. So they're going to be on the 1 to 2 row with no modifier. Five is nothing. Now we'll re-attack. Slide over. I think we learned our lesson last time. We're going to stay standard and flip this over. Just a regular destroyer. So we got away from one and moved right into the path of another one. The Akatsuki. All right. This one there. Is something good for this one? Nope. Looks like we'll just be going after the crippled merchant over there. All right, so this becomes a 0 because it's the re-attack round. So 2 plus 2 plus 1, because they're over a column, makes 5. We are 7. Oh, but then minus 1 because they're damaged, so 4 actually. 4 from 7 is 3. So we need a 3 or less. There we go. Got that the first time. All right, the Cisco gets a 1,000-ton merchant. So we are back to 457 and 1,044,000. All right, another counterattack, this time 2 plus 1 plus 3 makes 6. Again, we only get to subtract 4 because we're in shallow water. So 1 to 2 row with a plus 1 this time. Why is that still 1 to 2 row? Did I do something wrong last time? 1 plus 1 plus 3 was 5. That's 4. No, that's right. Yeah, it's only 1 more. For some reason, the difference between 2 and a half seemed like it should be more than that, but once you round it up, it's really only 1 more. Okay, so 1 to 2 row with a plus 1. That's going to be nothing. For endurance check A rating, we need a 6 or lower. Nope. The opposite of last turn, we're failing all of our endurance checks instead of passing them all. All right. I think we go to our ultra area next, our first ultra area, East China Sea. We got the Capelin up first. They get a plus 1 to their search and contact roll. Ooh, 1-8. I'm afraid that's going to be nothing. So they will do an endurance check with a minus 1. So they're going to need a 7 or less. Got it. All right, the Swordfish, plus 1 to their search and contact. They got a 4 and a 2. It's going to be a sparse, small convoy. Then we get to add an extra ship to each of the numbered columns. So 3-2. All right, got kind of a mixed bag here. This one's too close. Man. I just say we set up in column A and go standard. Hope for the best. Oh, come on. This is going to be terrible. Combat event. A 9. Speaking of combat events, was it the Cisco didn't have a combat event, right? That was the Blau. They didn't end up sinking anything. It's like, did I forget to double their 1,000 ton merchant they sunk last time? All right, well, we got a 9 for this one, which is combat. Okay, well, that will hopefully make up for the fact that we've got 2 destroyers showing. We get to do an extra, basically the counterattack gets replaced by another attack by us. So that is good. So yeah, we get two cracks at this light cruiser here, which is the Notori. And hopefully we get some very light escorts here accompanying it. That's a good start. The Takakazi. And okay, not bad. Asagao. I don't know, something like that. Alrighty. Now normally for this combat, when you do the second free attack, you would reveal additional targets and yada yada yada, but in this case we don't have anything else to reveal, so we're basically just going to get 2 shots at the Notori there with no counterattack. And then I think it would be wise to probably, I don't know, they've only got 1.5. We may stick around for a reattack. We'll see. Okay, well, that's good. We did go standard, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. So they've got 2. So he's going to be 4 plus 1 is 5 plus another 2 is 7 minus 2 is 5. So we need a 1 or less. Nope. Man, got a 9 on that damage roll too. Okay. So then again, instead of the counterattack round, we do another attack round with revealing more ships, placing new TDCs. No -1 because it's not truly a reattack round. Good, get that +3 out of there on these guys. Ooh, I like that -3 over there though. Only a -1 this time, so I think we're going to need a 0. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. -1 is 6. Yep. Need a 0. Nope. Another 8. Wow. All right. I don't know. I mean, we could move over and it'll be the reattack round, so that basically gives us an advantage by 2. I mean, 1.5. It's not going to be that bad of a counterattack, I don't think. Let's try it. We'll slide over, but then we'll go cautious. We've only got 1 target to, or 1 ship to target anyway. realistically target anyway. There it is. This truly is the re-attack round, so that will get a -1. So 4, 5, 6, -3 is 3. So we need a 3 or less. Hey, there we go. And 4, I think, is just enough. For 5,000 tons. Yes, it is. Very nice. So the swordfish has sunk the CL Notori. 5,000 tons. Over to the pile of shame. And now we're truly at 458 and 5,000 tons. Puts that up to 9. All right, now we gotta weather this counterattack. So 1.5 rounds up to 2. We've got 1 red box and 3 for the war period. Makes 6. We are in shallow water, so we only get to subtract 2 for our defense. So they're on the 3 to 4 row, but the modifiers cancel because re-attack and cautious. Ooh, 9's going to be bad though. 3 to 4 row, a 9 is damaged. So swordfish B class damaged. They need a 4 or less for their endurance check. They got it. Probably won't risk leaving them out though. All right, then we've got the steelhead, search and contact with a +1, 3-1. I think that might just be enough. Yep. Another sparse small convoy with an extra ship is going to be 3 and 2. This looks like it might not be too great either. We'll set up in column A, excuse me, standard attack posture. At least we will have an unflip opportunity here if necessary. Yep. Goodbye, you. Hello. Ugh. Yeah, this is not turning out to be very good. Certainly no re-attack here. It is the Shiokaze. They are 3.5, thanks to their diligent status. We cannot attempt to crash dive because we are, in fact, in shallow waters in the East China Sea. So they will get just a straight roll on the diligent escort counterattack. 2 is nothing. And our 4th one, another destroyer. Wow. A couple of really lousy pulls here. Six to the Umakaze. All right. Let's see what we can do. +2, not good. -1, fair. Don't care about these. All right. So we're looking at 2 plus 2 plus 3.5. So that's 7.5, rounds up to 8. We got -1. We just barely have a shot. If that had been a 0 or higher, we could have just said forget about it and get out of here with no counterattack. All right, so we need a 0. Nope. For counterattack, they are at 3.5 plus 2 is 5.5, rounds up to 6. 1 red box, 3 for the war period, makes 10. Shallow water means we only subtract 3. So we are at 7, the 7 row. Don't get the 7 row very often. Ooh, and 7 on the 7 row is going to be very bad. It's only damaged RTB. Okay, good. I was afraid we were going to be up into these where we were either definitely sunk or possibly sunk. So damaged and RTB means we don't need to bother with an endurance check. All right, we've got 3 subs in there right now, so we can definitely send the Corvina in with no congregating risk. So they will need to do a transit event check. They're safe. Search and contact with a +1. Oh, they didn't find anything. 2-7. So A rating, found no contacts. They need a 7 or less. Got it. So now the question is, do we just let the Tarpon and the Gunnel patrol in the Empire Pacific, or do we push them into the East China Sea to take advantage of the Ultra area? I think we just have them stay there. So the Tarpon, search and contact. Ooh, 9-9. High density task force. Don't even need to look. 1-2-2-4. All right, so while I had a break there, I went and laminated my combat display. And I decided to flip it over and use the other side for a while, or maybe for the rest of this playthrough. But as you can see, now we're getting some glare off of the lamination, so I'm going to have to figure out something I can do to maybe put a piece of cardstock or something, poster board, up under that to keep that light from coming straight down like that. All right, but in the meantime, we'll trudge through, so apologies for the glare for now. I think not really. I mean, if this was a Gato or a Blau sub, I'd probably go straight over here to column D. But with only their 4 attack factors, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do much over there. So I'm thinking maybe we set up here in B and see if we can find something decent over here. between these two that we can take a shot at. We got to get rid of this one. Too fast. So I think we'll go standard attack posture. And I want to take a peek over here first. Oh, a battleship. Well, they don't have much chance against that, but we'll go ahead and leave it up so it's not hindering us at all, at least. And then let's go ahead and just do these two. Okay, we'll unflip that. And because of that, I think maybe we'll see what this other one is over here. Okay, that's a little better. And then we'll do this one. Nice. All right. So we need a battleship. This may not even be one that we can find here. Where are we anyway? We are in the Empire Pacific. Okay, so it should be. The only thing is if it's a Yamato class with the special IJN rules for where they can be found, they might not be there, but let's see. Okay, so it's the Haruna. So it's a Congo class, so we would have been able to find it anywhere. So that goes back to Cup C, and then we need a cruiser, which we only have one left. So it's the Mogami. So since they're aircraft capable, we are going to get a counterattack. But it won't be impeding our attack, at least. All right. I don't think I want to risk targeting that face down in column B, so we'll just put one on the battleship, even though I don't think it's mathematically possible. No, even with a -3. Plus they're over a column, so they'd be a 6. One. Oh, and I forgot already, force of habit. I forgot that I was doing these face up as I place them now. Of course, the battleship gets the best one. Go figure. All right. Looking like over here. So 2 + 1 is 3 because they're over a column. 4 - 3 is 1, so we need a 1 or less. Okay, we got it, but a 2 only damages it. Excuse me. Well, I think I was considering probably just not sticking around for a reattack round, but since we damaged that ship, I feel like we need to now. So, but first we get our counterattack from the Mogami. So they have a half plus 1, plus another 3. That makes 5. We have 2 defense, so they'll be on the 3 to 4 row. This may dictate whether we stick around or not too. 4 should be fine. Yep. So let's slide over and switch to cautious. Got to flip both of these. Oh, great. Well, need this to be a really small destroyer. Nope. Yamakaze. So there's 4. That's taking away all of our attack factors right there. So we're definitely going to need some TDC help. did it again. Old habits are hard to break, huh? All right, so this becomes a -2 because it's the reattack round. So he's got 2, but -1 because he's damaged, so that's 1. Plus 4 from the ASW makes 5. -2 is 3, so once again we need a 1 or less to hit. Nope. Wow. Low numbers on both of them. All right. Now brace yourselves. 4. At least we don't have to count the carrier anymore. Or the cruiser, I mean. But, so 4 plus 1 plus 3 is 8. Minus our 2 defense means they'll be on the 5 to 6 row. Plus 1 for reattack round. -1 for cautious attack posture. Oh, that's going to be really bad. 5 to 6. An 8 is damaged RTB. Alrighty. Then we've got the gunnel. Search and contact. 1-8. That's a big nothing. Need that 8 to be a 9. Could have had a loner contact. So they are A rating. Need a 7 or less. Nope. Not having great luck with the endurance checks this turn. All right. Looks like I think we'll send the Silver Sides up into the Empire Pacific as well. We'll need to do a transit event, only a 9. Nope. And then search and contact for them. 8-8. They find something. A moderate task force. Should run the right war period table here. 2-2-3-4. All right. I think we will send the Silver Sides over here to column D. Try for some big game hunting here. We're going to go standard. Yeah, standard attack posture. Let's see what these two are first. Oh, come on. Every single time we've had a red ball in column D, it's been a diligent escort. It's the Satsuki. So they are now a 5. We will attempt to crash dive, so we need a 0. Nope. And then their special counterattack is a 0, so that's nothing. Alright. Oops. Look at that. So we know both of the diligent escorts in column D are under red balls. But fortunately, you do get a little bit of a break if you reveal 2 of those in the same column. Unless the deadly division combat event is in effect. Because, let me just double check for sure what we do. I think it just gets returned to the cup and nothing else is revealed in its place. Find where that is. Reveals. Oh, here we go. If a second diligent escort is revealed in the same column and combat event 5 deadly division occurred anytime during this attack, resolve as per bullet 5 above. However, no withdrawal is allowed. If combat 5 is not active, the second diligent escort is ignored. Remove, do not replace. So that just goes back, but does count as one of our reveals. So we've got 2 more. A battleship and a battleship. Okay. Well, that would have been great if that diligent escort wasn't there. Because the silver side with 7 attack factors might have actually been able to do something. So the first one, the top one there, the 35T, will get replaced with the Musashi. And so now we get to see if Yamato class battleships can be found in the Empire Pacific in 1943. East China Sea, South China Sea, North Philippine Sea, Marianas, or the Carolines. So no. And it is returned to the BB pile and no ship is drawn in its place. That just goes back. We won't actually put it in yet until we draw this other one. This one is a Congo class, the Haruna. So we are allowed to find that here. It's going to be found anywhere. In the base game, the Yamato class are allowed to be found anywhere as well, but IJN rules add some additional restrictions on those. Alright, so that's all we got is us, a battleship, and a diligent destroyer. Or diligent escort. My guess is we're going to have no shot here, so we'll just be able to withdraw with no counterattack. Doing it again. Can't remember to do them face up. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 5 plus 8 is 13, minus 1 is 12, and 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12, so we can't target either one of them. So since there's no valid shot and it's the initial attack round, there is no counterattack, and we're just going to withdraw. So with our A rating, we need a 6 or less. Man, hit those endurance checks. Alrighty, where we go next? I think let's take care of these over here in the over by the Philippines, and then we will deal with our guys in the Solomons. I think we're going to probably just send them up into the Carolines. All right, so Kingfish, ultra area, so they get a +1 to their search and contact. So a 5-0 will be a low density small convoy. Make sure we're on the right part of the chart here. And we get an extra ship in each column, so that's going to be 332. Okay, we're going to have Kingfish set up in column B here. We're going to go standard attack posture. Reveal this one. Reveal these two. Okay. And let's go for the middle one. Ooh, combat event. Six, another tonnage doubled. We'll get to double one of these 1,000-ton merchants. Oh boy. All right, that's better than something bad, so I shouldn't complain. That means we're gonna have to target something unrevealed. I mean, I can't imagine us not having a shot at one of these, so even if we get a +3, I think we can go after that guy. I think just as a backup, let's go for this one. I'm still putting them upside down. I'll just keep doing that because I can't break myself of that habit. There we go. Those two are equal. So maybe we'll have a split shot opportunity here. They're both zeros. So yeah, it'd be 7 against either one of them individually. I think we'll try to spread our probabilities out here a little bit and go 4 on one and 3 on the other. So we'll say we send the 4. We'll go against the one with higher defense. And then 3 on this one. Okay, so we'll do the 3 first. So we need a 3 or less for the 1,000-ton merchant with 1 defense. Did not get it. And that damage roll though. 4 or less for this one. And that's the problem with splitting your shot. Sometimes you come away with nothing. We would have had 1 if we just went after one of them. Okay. And reattack. I feel like we should slide over here. So we're revealing less IJN flags. And I feel like maybe we should switch to cautious just to be on the safe side. So let's do that. We'll switch to cautious. Oh, nice. Nice. Wow, we didn't need to. Okay. So a couple of light cruisers to go along with our merchants. At least we have a 3,000-ton merchant now we can shoot at. So the one in column A is the Naka. The one in column B, almost getting down where we can start rolling for these, is the Isuzu. And now we have a plethora of options. We definitely want the 3,000-ton merchant in both cruisers. And then we'll go for the merchant with less armor over here. Less defense. +1 there, +2. Come on. -2. There we go. +2. All right. Well, we'll go after the Isuzu. they're 4 plus 1 because they're over a column, minus 3 because it's the reattack round. So 5 minus 3 is 2. We're a 7, so that gives us a 5. Cautious makes it pretty impractical to try to do a split shot, so we won't even look at that. And those TDCs are terrible anyway. So yeah, we need 5 or less. We got that both times last time. Let's see if we can do it again. Yes, and 6 against 5,000 tons. Certainly enough to sink it. So the kingfish. It's the CL. That's 2 light cruisers in a row. Isuzu. 5,000 tons. They go to the pile of shame. And we are, do the tonnage first. 2, 3, 4, 5. Move this up. And right on the cusp of our next torpedo improvement. Check. All right, no counterattack, so endurance check. A rating, we did not go aggressive, so 6 or less. There we go, that's more like it. We'll do the Pompano next. Yeah. Just debating. Because we got, still got another, we got the pike in there too. We've got 4 subs in there already because we've got the option of sending the gudgeon in there. But then he'll have -1 to his search and contact rolls. So I'm almost thinking maybe we cycle out the pike since they're a P1. Get somebody in there that will be able to better take advantage of that. They could either patrol move down here to the South China Sea 2 area, or they can actually, you can use this route between South China Sea 1 and the North Philippine Sea for patrol movement only. A little note on here about that. Yeah, actually the North Philippine Sea looks better. So why don't we do that? Why don't we send them, I mean, first why don't we go ahead and do the Ray. So we'll have the Ray patrol here. We'll send the pike over to, last actually. The Ray and the Pompano will patrol here, and then we'll send the pike over to the North Philippine Sea so that the gudgeon can move into here. All right, so Ray, search and contact with a +1. 9-5. It's going to be high density. 5 is a large convoy. So 3, 3, 2, and 1. Actually 4, 4, 3, and 2 because of the ultra area. All right, wow, a lot of no solutions this time. Too close. Bad angle. And too fast. Well, let's do column B. We're going to go standard attack posture. Let's see what's over here. Nice. Nice. And then these two, I guess. flip that with our radar. Good. And eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go top. Ah. All right. Destroyer and an auxiliary. Destroyer is the Okakaze. And the auxiliary is the Toho Maru. Okay. Let's do these three for sure. For our fourth, go here. All right. +1, +1, -3. There we go. And -1. All right, only got one ASW to deal with. These two halves add together to make one. So we're looking at 3 + 1 for the ASW + 1 for being over a column is 5. -3 for the TDC makes them a 2. Hit them on a 5 or less. Wouldn't have done anything to him anyway with that lousy 2. Okay, so counterattack is going to be 1 + 1 + 3 makes 5. We are not in shallow water, so 5 - 4 is 1. 1 to 2 row with no modifiers. 1 is nothing. Boy, not sure what to do here. We're going to have to flip, no matter where we go, we're going to have to flip 3 IJN flags over. I think we go over here to try to get a better shot on that oiler. And switch to cautious. Battleship. Destroyer. Which we could unflip it, but then we just have to flip it again because it's an IJN unit. We don't have any others that we could flip instead. And, oh, come on. All right, well, on the good news front, we are cautious, so we have a chance to nullify them a little bit. See who they actually are. Oh boy. They're the Akagumo, so they're a 6. Whoops. So we have to roll higher than a 6 to try to neuter them. And we do. So again, we could unflip them, but then we just have to flip them right back over because you have to flip all of the IJN flags first. But at least they are no longer a diligent escort, and they have their ASW reduced by 1, which makes them a 5 now. And I rotate the diligent counter upside down to indicate that. All right, so then we need our regular destroyer. the Nokazi. And we need a battleship. Wow, I've been finding a lot of battleships this week. Slide this over to get more in the center of the shot here. All right, and we have the Fuso, but it's a 35,000 tonner. And I don't think we're allowed to find those in South China Sea 1. Let's confirm that. This would be the standard, base game IJN doctrine rules that apply here, battleship doctrine. Anything other than 32T and 68T can only appear in Empire Pacific, Sea of Japan, East China Sea, and in War Period 1, also North Philippine Sea. So, no luck finding them in South China Sea. And in this case, they're placed back in the cup, and we reveal another counter in their place. So that will go back, and now we reveal this one. Oh, great. That's what I was afraid of. So this just went from bad to worse. The Shirakumo. I know where 3 of these are going. I don't think it really matters where the 4th one goes, because whoever we put it on, we're not going to be able to get a shot at. Start putting these upside down, because then when I flip them, they'll be right side up. Yeah, we'll just go. Doesn't matter. Put it on that one. All right, so that's a +2. That's a -2. Need that -3 and +1. All right, so actually this is a better shot than that one, believe it or not. So, because they're over a column, otherwise they'd be equal. So let's see if we can do it. I doubt it, but so they're going to be a 0, 3 minus 3. So then we just have to factor up the ASW values. So we got 5 from this one, because it's 3 plus 3 for being a diligent escort, but -1 because we made them non-diligent. 5, 6, 7.5, rounds up to 8. Just out of range. Oh well. So we have no possible solution, but this time, because it's the re-attack round, they do get a counterattack in that situation. So what did I say it was? 8 plus 1 plus 3 makes 12. Minus our 4 defense. It puts them on the 8+ row. This could be bad. Not too bad. Oh, no, I should have said +1 DRM for re-attack round, but -1 because we're cautious. So it's just a 2, which is spotted. I'm happy with that result. Could have been a lot worse. The endurance check, then, they need a 6 or less. They got it, and then we'll roll to see if they lose their spotted marker. And they do. So they will go back to try again next week. All right, then the Pompano, search and contact with the +1. 3-3. Just made it in there. Just squeaked in for a sparse small convoy with an extra ship in each numbered column will be 3 and 2. All right, we got 2 close there in column A, so we are going to, excuse me, set up in B. I'll have a better shot on those 2. And I think we'll just go standard. So we'll flip over these 3 red balls. Good. Good. And good. All right, well, this gives us a nice little option here. We can move to column C for the reattack round, go to aggressive, and not have to worry about what that is. All right. Our being over a column will basically nullify our aggressive modifier, but we still get the +1 DRM, so I think it's still worth it to do that. Avoid any potential ASW. All right. +1, +3. Come on. There we go. -2. I was hoping we could get a good shot at this one since we're going to move away from it. But we'll just go for this guy. 2 - 2 is 0, and we're a 4, so we need a 4 or less. Nope. So reattack, slide over to C, switch to aggressive. Getting some good ones here. Not great. That's a -2, so that makes him a 0. But then he's over a column, so he's actually a 1. So now we need a 3 or less. But with our die roll modifier, again, a 4 or less. There we go. But then we get another 0 on the attack results. Grumble, grumble, grumble. All right. Nothing for them. They're a C rating, and they did go aggressive, so they're going to need a 3 or less. Nope. All right, and then I guess I should move this over here. Now we're going to switch to the North Philippine Sea and have the Pike patrol move over to there. So for a transit event check, they only need a 9. Or they don't want a 9, actually. And then search and contact, 9-9. Wow. Okay, well, they found a high-density task force. I'm not sure they wanted to, but that's going to be 1, 2, 2, and 4. All right, a lot of no solutions again this time. Bad angle for B. C missed in C. And too fast over there in D. All right, well, that doesn't leave a whole lot over in this vicinity, which is probably where they need to stay. I think we'll set up in B. We'll go standard. We'll just flip these 2 red balls. Oh, not that one. auxiliary. Just popped out of the bowl, so we'll use it. The Nokazi. I just saw them. And our auxiliary. The Toho Maru. All right, let's see if we can make something happen here. Column C. All right, we only get 2 TDCs. Oops. That one popped out, so I guess we'll use it. And this. +1, -1. All right. So the -1 basically negates the column shift. So there are 3 +1 from the ASW. So we need a 0 to hit it. Come on, it's time for us to get a nice 0-9 here. Nope. For the counterattack, they've got 1 +1. Red box +3 makes 5. We're not in shallow water, so we subtract our 2 defense, puts them on the 3 to 4 row. 1 is nothing. Boy. So I think we slide over and we switch to cautious. Just reveal this and hope and pray that it's not that stupid diligent escort again. Oh, good. So auxiliary, whoops. Fortunately, there aren't actually any auxiliaries in the IJN mix that have ASW values, so that's actually going to go from a 1/2 to a 0. I asked Brian about that a while back, and basically he said that the general average of ASW in IJN is a bit higher than in the base game, so they decided to not have those Oilers have the 1/2 ASW in the IJN counters. All right, so we end up with the Mizuho. A couple of nice big auxiliaries here for us to take a crack at again. Come on. Give us a break, would you? No, I don't think we're going to have a shot. Well, yeah, I take that back. We do, because I forgot these are -1s. So that becomes a 0, which means he's a 4. So again, we need a 0. And did not get it. Counterattack's the same. It'll be the 3 to 4 row again, and the modifiers cancel each other out. So 3 is still nothing, I believe. Yep. So endurance check, C rating, did not go aggressive, so we need a 4 or less. Nope. Dice have not been kind this week. All right, we'll move back over here to the South China Sea 1 have the gudgeon patrol move in. So anything but a 9. Ooh, close. Search and contact with a +1. 10-1. It's going to be a high density small convoy, which will be 4-3-3. All right, well, I certainly like the look of this. We'll have them set up in column A. You know what, let's take a chance and go aggressive right off the rip here. So we're going to reveal all 4 in our column, and then we'll do one of the ones in column B. Let's start with these, I guess. Yeah, I figured one of those was going to be a destroyer. Okay, so that's 3, so now we got to flip 2 more. Ooh, combat event. Let's see what we got. 0. Target lumbers into way, I believe. Yep. So before we conduct the first attack round, we have to choose a face down red ball, reveal it, and determine if it's sunk. So we're going to need to leave. Well, actually, we could do it against that guy. Get that destroyer out of here. Yeah, let's do that. That was from B. So this will be our 5th reveal. Another destroyer. So it wouldn't have mattered. All right, so let's get him replaced, and then we'll reveal the other one and see if we sink it. This one is the Kasumi. So now we do our combat event. We reveal this. It's a destroyer. Let's see which one. Okay, a Satsuki. Be a nice one to get out of the mix. Column A. So we treat it as an automatic hit, and then we just roll on the attack results table. So we're going to need at least a 3 to excuse me, sink it. A 1 or 2 will damage it. Oh well. At least we nullified their ASW. All right, so then we can get our TDC markers. These will all be -1 because we're aggressive. I guess we put one on him just in case we can knock him out for good. Oh, sorry. I'll go ahead and put this, but then we got to replace that auxiliary as well. That's going to be the Naruto. Ooh, nice. +3 there, -3. Well, looks like we might be able to. -2. Come on. Ooh. All right, so I think we try to finish off the Satsuki. Let's see. So he's going to be, his ASW is 0, so he's going to be a a 6, but -1 for the damage makes him 5. +2 from the ASW over here makes 7. -4 makes him a 3. So that's a 2-hit value of 3 for him, which means we'd hit on a 4 or less. Yeah, we might be better off. I mean, even here, what are we looking at? That's a -1. So he's a 3, 4, 5. -1 is 4. That would be a 2-hit number of 2. Hit on a 3 or less. And then this merchant, which is going to be our easiest shot, obviously. It's 2 + 2 is 4, -3 is 1, so that would be a 5 or less. Yeah, as much as I'd like to sink this guy, I think we go for the easier shot. So we need a 6 or less. Got him. And we would have even gotten this guy, I think. 16,000 tons. A 6 would have sunk it. Yep. All right, we'll settle for the 1,000 ton merchant. At this point, we'll take whatever we can get. So we definitely want to get to that 260 mark, or 460 mark, which we just did. So Gudgeon sinks a 1,000 ton merchant. So 1,000 tons and 460, our magic number. So we will be able to try to improve our torpedoes again next week. Counterattack will be just from him. So 2 + 1 + 3 makes 6, minus our 3 defense. Puts them on the 3 to 4 row. 2 is nothing. All right, decision time. Kind of want to stay aggressive. I'm also worried about that being a diligent escort. Yeah, let's do it. We'll stay aggressive. Stay in this column. All right, well, it is a destroyer. Just a regular. Let's hope it's a little small one. Zoop. Yep, it is the Fumisuki. Okay. 4 TDC markers. Go after this damaged destroyer again, although now the odds of hitting it are even lower. Well, maybe not. It's only going to add 1. We'll get a bonus from the re-attack round. This one for sure. And then I guess we go after this one. +1, 0. There we go. -3. That's what I want to see. 0. All right, so this is actually -4 because we're aggressive. We don't get another bump for the re-attack round. So he's at 3 ASW when you round it up. So 3 and 3 is 6. -3 is 3. We are a 6, so that's a 2-hit number of 3, which means we will hit on a 4 or less with our aggressive posture. 50-50 chance, come on. Yes, that's 4. 4 enough though for 16,000 tons? Come into focus, come into focus. No, it's only damaged. Darn it. That's just the way this week has been going. All right. So then the counterattack, this time with 2.5 rounds up to 3. +1 + 3 makes 7. Minus our 3 defense, so they're still on the 3 to 4 row. I forgot they had a +1 DRM last time, but still didn't do anything to us because I think they only rolled a 3. But this time they're on the 3 to 4 row with a +2. Eight is going to do something to us, I believe. It will damage us. So now, for our endurance check, B rating when aggressive and damaged. So we need a 3 or less. Nope. Alright, that's going to do it for that ultra area. That just leaves our 3 subs over here in the Solomons. I sent them down this week, or last week, out of Pearl because we had a lot of subs leaving Pearl last week, so it was pretty congested up north. So we'll have them patrol move into the Carolines. So sailfish first. Transit event check, they're good. Search and contact. 8 and 4 is low density, and 4 is a small convoy. So that's going to be 2, 2, and 1. All right, we almost did it again here. Forgot to roll to see where these guys go on the turn track that got damaged. Let's get our optional damage results table out here. So for the was that the Satsuki? Can't read it from here. Yeah, Satsuki. They're 1,000 tons, so they'll be on the top row. They got a 0, so they will spend 0 months in repairs, which means they'll come back next month, which will be January. And then for the Naruto, which is 16,000 tons, we're on this row here. A 3 means they will be out of action for 7 months, so we probably won't see them back. Well, maybe. That will only be August. They'll come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll return in August. Might still be playing in August. This scenario ends as soon as you transition to War Period 4. I think the earliest you can do that, unless you exceed your tonnage requirements, is July. All right, so now we got that taken care of. I'll set up for the sailfish. All right, here's what we got for the sailfish. We're going to go column B, standard attack posture. Yeah. Oiler, well, auxiliary over there. non-oiler. Merchant and merchant. Very good. Actually a passenger ship, but we don't know what it'll actually end up being. Auxiliary, the Sagara Maru. Okay. Wait, we went standard, right? What am I doing? We got to do one more. Let's do this. I think I'm just going to settle for that rather than unflipping it and potentially turning over a diligent there. I was contemplating going cautious, so that we only had to do those three, and in hindsight, I guess I should have. Matsukaze. All right, now we can do our TDCs. Let's actually put that one on him then, I guess. There. There. And there. +1, +2, come on, +3, -1, there we go. All right, so he's a 3, +1 from the SW, +1 for being over a column is 5, -1 is 4, we're at 6, we need a 2 or less. Nope. Reattack. Well, counterattack first. Half rounds up to 1. No red boxes. And then 3 for the war period. So 4. We have 3 defense, so 1 to 2 row. 0 is nothing. All right, I think we slide over and switch to cautious. Reveal this. Oh, good. I switched to cautious just in case that was a diligent escort. I wasn't figuring we'd go OE. Every time I hear that or say that name, it makes me think of the Wizard of Oz. OE-O. Yo. All right. So we get our 4 TDC markers, but we only got 3 that we can actually place. Did manage to elude the escorts for the reattack, so that's nice. Making me wish I'd gone aggressive now. But maybe we can make something happen in spite of it. Ooh, yeah, there we go. We got to go for this one, right? 8 over 2. I think it's going to be 1 harder, but or actually will it? No, it'll be the same because they're over a column, so yeah, 0, 0. Well, actually, this one gets reduced because of the reattack round. This one doesn't. So actually, this would be slightly easier shot, but Let's just go for the big boy. So 3 minus 3 is 0. We got 6. So we need a 6 or less. There it is. But again, is 4 going to be enough? Ooh, just barely. Nice. 8,000 tons. Got him. Sailfish. The AX. Forgot the name already. Sagara Maru. 8,000 tons. To the pile of shame. Puts us at 461, and 8,000 tons. We'll move this back 2 and this up 1. So we're at 2,063,000 tons. So used to saying a million. Got to get used to saying 2 million now. All right, there is no counterattack, so our endurance check. We did not go aggressive at all, so B rating means we need a 5 or less. And we got it. Good job, Sailfish. Then we'll move the S44 in. Well, let's do the GAR next. We'll save the S44 for last. So transit event check for them, only on a 9. Ooh, close. Actually, no, what am I talking about? Good teaching point here, too. There's no red boxes in the area we moved into. So there is no transit event check. Even if there was like congregating risk in either of these areas or, whatever, anything else that might contribute to the DRMs for a transit event check, because there's no red boxes in the op area that we moved into and or through. Ignore where you left from. No transit event check required. So on to search and contact. 9-1. Wow. Okay, so a moderate small convoy. A lot of small convoys in this area. 321. All right, column B has one that has a bad angle. And this looks like it might be a little challenging here. We'll set up in A, obviously. And thinking maybe we go cautious so we don't have to reveal this one. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, destroyer. We want to just stick with it or take a chance on what might be over there. Let's take a chance on what might be over there. So we'll unflip that with our radar. Should have settled for what I had. Oh, it's a little one at least. The Fumasuki. So they are a 3.5, which means because we're cautious posture, if we roll a 4 or higher, we can make them non-diligent. We can't unflip them, fortunately, because we've already used our unflip. But oh, and a 0 actually means they get a +1 to their counterattack. So let's see if we can crash dive first. We are in deep water, so we need a 0 for that. Nope. Well, this is their diligent escort counterattack with a +1. Oh, they got us. Sunk. Well, that was certainly a bad decision. Man, I was just thinking as I was writing down the sailfish's result that we hadn't lost any subs yet this week. Guess I cursed myself even though I didn't say it out loud. All right. Bye-bye to the gar. That puts us up to 63 subs lost. Put that on the bottom because we hope it doesn't move for quite a while. And yeah, that's going to do it for them. So last but not least, for patrolling anyway, is the S44. Again, no transit event required because there's no red boxes in the Carolines. So search and contact, and they don't find anything. 2-1. You had to get at least a 5. So they will get, with their D rating, a -1 to their endurance check, which means they need a 4 or less. Nope. All right. Well, we just barely made our goal with 1 to spare for ships sunk. Let's get these ones out to sea that are ready for sea. So our 2 up in the Alaska area here at Dutch Harbor, the S46 and the S41. They're both going to head over to the Kuril Islands, and there's no congregating risk, and there's only 1 red box in the Kuril Islands, none in the Aleutians. So because they're on transit side, they get a -1 modifier. No chance of rolling a 9. So they're good. We'll save Pearl for last. We've got 1 coming out of the Fulton, 2 coming out of the Sperry, and 4 coming out of the Bushnell. Let's do the Bushnell first. They're kind of over here by themselves. So they'll actually be departing from this area. Let's see where we want them to go. It's kind of crowded up in here, which is generally where I like to get them to. So I think we'll just send 3 into the North Philippine Sea. Let's make those 3 the Seal, and the 2, I think T's are better than P1s, right? Yeah, by quite a bit. Actually, they're better than the new S1. Makes sense. T comes after S, right? So yeah, we'll send the 3 of them up to here. So they'll be doing cautious transit. And so they'll actually get a -2 to their transit event checks. So again, they won't need to roll anything. They'll patrol from there next turn. And then let's have, I think we'll have the Porpoise just stay in the South Philippine Sea. So they definitely don't need to roll for a transit event check because they effectively didn't move. They just came out of the came out of the tender. All right, so then we've got, let me go ahead and put these both out here. So this one, the Snapper, is leaving from the Fulton, which is in this area. And we've got the Bowfin and the Billfish, which are leaving from the Sperry, which is up in the North Pacific. Let's figure out where we want them to go. I think we definitely want these two heading up into the Sea of Japan because we got lots of room up there. So they will go, let's do the bowfin first, through the Kuril Islands to the Sea of Japan. Sea of Japan will be the governing op area because it has more red boxes than the Kuril Islands, the two areas they moved into or through. They get a +2 for entering the Sea of Japan, -1 for being on transit side. So a net +1, which means a 7, 8, or 9 is what we don't want to see. We got a 6. Good. And then the flip them patrol side. And then the billfish will do the same. They'll have the same transit event check. So 7, 8, or 9 we don't want. 0, good. And we'll flip them to patrol side. All right, so now we got these leaving Pearl Harbor. Let's bring them down here and see what we got. Get this out of the way. And remember, we've got our wolf pack marker available, so we can form another wolf pack. I think we definitely want the greenling to be part of that wolf pack. We've also got the herring, the hake, the darter, and the finback. So all Gato class. We'll go with the finback. They've been around the block a time or two, so we'll put them in the wolf pack there. And let's do the newcomer, the herring. So these three will be our wolf pack. Do it like that. And then we've got the darter and the hake. All right, so where do we want these guys to go? They can either go to the North Pacific or the Marshall Islands. We could send them down to the Solomons, but I don't think that makes sense. So I think we'll send kind of want the I want to get the wolf pack into the best areas we can. So I'm thinking we send them up to, would be some congregating risk there, though. Yeah, I guess we'll send the wolf pack down here to the Marshall Islands. And then we'll also send the darter there as well, because these guys only count as 2 subs for congregating risk, so there's no congregating risk there. That's 4 subs effectively. And then we'll send the hake up to the North Pacific. So in both instances, this one because there's no red boxes along the route, so no transit event check. And in this case, 1 red box, but they're on transit side, so no. Wait a minute. We haven't done the, just noticed that, the Haddo, the whale, or the rasher yet. So let's, I mean, we'll go ahead and do this because that's not going to affect anything. So they'll go there. These guys will all go here. Why is the snapper on transit side? That's a very good question. They're in the done box on the transit side. Did we just move them out? No. Oh, we haven't. They were coming out of the Fulton. We haven't decided where to send them yet. Duh. I think we send them. Getting pretty crowded. crowded out here. I think we send them to the Bonans. We'll patrol from there next turn. They're doing cautious transit, so they have a -2, so they definitely can't roll a 9. Yeah, so then all these guys will flip to patrol side here. Make sure we keep Greenling on top with his super skipper. Ooh, come on. And the darter will join them. All right, yeah, we somehow I overlooked the 3 up here in the North Pacific, so we still got to do them. So where do we want them to go? Looking kind of crowded everywhere. I think maybe we actually don't send the snapper out yet. So let's just back all this up. All this, I mean, we'll end up doing it the same, but we won't actually send these subs out from Pearl Harbor yet. So they aren't actually there yet. And the snapper will be leaving there before they arrive. So we'll sort all that out afterwards. May change where I decide to send the snapper actually. We'll see what happens to these guys. If there's still 4 subs in this area, I'll probably end up sending the snapper over here instead. So let me just put them like that so I won't forget what's going on with there. All right, sorry about that. So Haddo will do a transit move, or not transit move, patrol move into the Bonans. So he will need to roll for a transit event check. Safe and search and contact. 6 and 8. So 6 will be low density, 8 is a task force. So low density task force is 1, 2, 2, 3. All right, here's what we got. Looks a little daunting. I think we'll go column D. The only thing that worries me is we know both of the diligent escorts in column D have a red ball on their back, so that could very well be what that is. But we'll find out. I think we go cautious. And let's see. Yep. Hopefully we can nullify them and flip them back over with our radar. They are the Umakaze. So they are a 5. We need to roll greater than a 5. Yes. So they are no longer considered a diligent escort, which means we can unflip them with our radar. Let's do it this way. And continue on. So we're flipping 3 total, right? Because we went cautious. Wow, another battleship. Huh. I've just been finding these battleships all over the place. And let's try here. Okay. All right. So let's find out if we can actually... We actually did find these guys. So the 40T will get replaced with the Haruna. So that's a Congo class. So we can definitely find them here. Here being the Bonans. And let's see what what the other one is. It is the Fuso. And we cannot find the Fuso here because that's not a Kongo or Yamato class battleship. And so the base game Japanese battleship doctrine rules kick in, which says you return it to the cup and you reveal another ship in their place. Glad we have one to reveal, otherwise we would have had to reveal that again. And it's a destroyer, of course. Well, thought we were going to have a unfettered attempt at the Haruna there. Haruna. Oh, 5 defense. That's unusual. The Asageo. From column C. All right. We do have to put a TDC marker on that face down one, but hopefully that won't be our only possible shot. -2 there, 0, -3. Come on, be a good one. It's only -1. That's going to put them just out of our reach. So they're an 8, 9, -1 brings them back to 8, and we're only 7. So looking like this guy. It's going to be 1 + 1 + 1 for being over a column is 3, -0, so we need a 4 or less. Hey, we got it. 7 will certainly sink a 2,000-ton ship. The Haddo gets a 2,000-ton merchant. So one more ship, 2,000 tons. And counterattack. 1 + 1 + 3 makes 5. We have 4 defense, so they'll be on the 1 to 2 row, but we are cautious, so -1. 3 is going to be nothing. I think at this point we just withdraw because we don't want to flip this guy over. Even though he's not diligent anymore, that's a lot of ASW, and then all we got to shoot at is the battleship, unless we moved over here, and that could make things even worse, so we will just withdraw. So A rating, we need a 6 or less. Oh, thought I was going to tip to the 0 there. RTB for the Haddo. That's one of the ones we just got. They just came out last week, and now they got to turn around and go back already. The Whale will do the same. Transit event check. Ooh, he did get a 9. That's our first transit event we've had. Well, it's not going to be a transit event because a 1 and a 0 is obviously war period 2 to 3, nothing. Search and contact. 5-1, small convoy of some sort. Sparse to be exact, so that's 2 and 1. All right, so the Whale, speaking of movies that names make me think of. Makes me think of Walt Disney's production of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Got a whale of a tale to tell you, lads. Whale of a tale or two. All right, that's enough of my singing. That will go there. Fits the theme, though. Nautilus, right? Okay, let's do... you know what? Let's just go aggressive here. We can hope that this is a light cruiser here and not a destroyer. I'll hope this isn't a destroyer, too. Let's take a chance. Ooh. Okay, well, we got 1 out of 2. All right. It's not too terrible. Could have been a smaller one, though. The Sazanami. And the Katori, a little ultralight cruiser, weighing in at a mere 3,000 tons. And in this corner, all right. And we've got a +1, 0, +3. Ick. Well, our best shot, I think, is on the Katori. This is going to be 3, 4, 5. And they're only 4. So 4 and 2 is 6. We got 7, so we need a 1 or less. Actually, no, I take that back. We went aggressive. So this is a -1. So they are a 4 and 2 -1 is 5. So our 2-hit number is 2. But with our -1 DRM, we'll actually hit on a 3. Man, had a 9 too. All right. Counterattack of 2 +1 +3 makes 6 minus our 4 defense. 1 to 2 row with a +1 because we're aggressive. 4 is nothing. All right, for reattack, I think we just leave everything the same. Aggressive, stay in this column. And hope for some better TDCs. Not so great. All right, I think we still go after the Katori. Maybe not. This is going to be, these are -2s now. So this will be 1 + 1 is 2, -2 is 0, +2 is 2. So that would be a 2-hit number of 5. And here we've got, oh yeah, definitely not. 4 -2 is 2, +2 is back to 4. So that's a 3 for the 2-hit number. So yeah, we'll just go after the merchant, I guess. It's only 1,000 tons less. So we'll hit it on a 6 or less. Ooh, just made it. So the whale of a tail gets a 2,000-ton merchant. Just up to the 7 on there and up to the 3 on here. 463 ships sunk. We definitely won't make it to 470, but it'll make it easier to hit 470 next week if we don't make our roll. All right. Then we've got endurance check, A rating, went aggressive. So we need a 5 or less. Ooh, just made it. Nice job. Then we have, now last but not least, the rasher. Moving in, transit event check, safe, search and contact, 4 and 2, just barely found a sparse small convoy for 2 and 1. All right, I pulled this no TDC out as the first, that one's too close, as the first pull, and it made me think, you know what would be terrible? Is to come across a small convoy like this and pull 3 no solution markers. Haven't had that happen to me yet, but I'm sure someone has. All right, so we will set up here. And I don't think we want to go aggressive right off the rip here. That could end up being a destroyer and a diligent, and that would just be a mess. So I think we'll go standard. That'll leave us the option to go aggressive in the reattack round. And we got a merchant, good. And light cruiser, nope. That's okay. It is the Harasame. Let's see. +2, -1. I think we go after the destroyer. It's only going to be, yeah, we'll get to ignore his ASW. So it's actually going to end up being, if not a better shot, at least equal. Let's see, because we can, he'd only be 6, +1 for being over column is 7, -1, so 6. It'd be a 1 to hit. Here we're looking at 3 + 2 is 5, +2 is 7. Yeah, it's actually easier to hit the destroyer, so we will try 1 or less. Nope. Counterattack, 2 + 1 + 3 is 6, -4. 1 to 2 row, no modifiers. 7. Yikes, that came close. Nothing though. All right, again, I think we just stay here and let's switch to aggressive this time. Now that we don't have to worry about revealing a diligent. And we got +1, boo, +1. All right, well, this turns into a -1. So we got 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 1 is 4. We're at 7. 2-hit number is 3. With our aggressive die roll modifier, we'll hit on a 4 or less. So 50-50 chance. Just missed it. Another 9 goes to waste. Counterattack will again be on the 1 to 2 row, but this time with +2 DRM. So if they don't roll a 7 again. 2, that's better. 4 is nothing. And for our endurance check, A rating went aggressive, so we need a 5 or less. Got it. Good job, Rasher. Even though you didn't sink anything. Go there. All right, so yeah, with that, now we'll do our transit moves from Pearl Harbor and stuff, and we'll actually send the snapper over here to the Marianas. They will transit move. They came out of the Fulton, so cautious transit over to the Marianas and flip to patrol side. All right. That is going to do it for our operations segment. We got everybody out of our tenders, out of the bases. Just double check, make sure we didn't miss anybody else. Still in the operating section. So with that, consulting our new and improved sequence of play. Check victory conditions. We have not won yet. We do our spotted roll markers at the end of each sub's operations segment, so don't have to worry about that. Remove the ultra markers. And no tropical storms or typhoons to remove or improve. Then we advance the date markers. Puts us into week 3 of December 1943. So that, ladies and gentlemen, conclude this episode. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Helps the channel out, helps more people know about it. And yeah, I appreciate everyone for sticking with me through this long, drawn-out campaign. I am committed to see it through to the end, so we will get back to it in our next episode. Bye, everyone.